So this is lesson 1.6, the third video, C, dealing with fractions in elementary algebra. We were talking about least common denominators. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a fraction like 5/12 and another fraction like 7/18, and we're going to look for the least common denominator. We're looking for the smallest number that both 12 and 18 will go into. Least common denominator is always a number bigger than 12 and 18 because 12 has to go into it and 18 has to go into it. And if it was 6, well, 12 doesn't go into 6, nor does 18. So it has to be bigger, or at least the same size as the biggest number that we're comparing here, in this case 12 and 18. So how do we find the least common denominator? Well, we find the prime factors of both the 12 and the 18. So remember, to find the factors, we take 12 and then we'd use the factor tree. So the prime factors of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so those are the prime factors. Well, let's do 18. 18, let's see, we've got 6 and 3, and then that breaks down into 3 and 2. So 18 breaks down into 2 times 3 times 3. Alright, so that's all well and good, but what is the common denominator? You find the common denominator by looking at both of the rows of prime factors. So we have this row and we have this row. Well, how many 2's are here? There are 2 here and there's 1 here. So the 2's occur the most right here. They occur twice. They only occur once there. So we're going to get rid of this one and we're going to keep these 2. Now let's look at the next number, a 3. We have 1 there, but we have 2 there. So we're going to keep these 2 because there's more of them here. And we're going to get rid of that one. What I just boxed in is the least common denominator that we are looking for. So if I take 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, so 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 4 is 36. 36 is the least common denominator. It is the smallest number that both 12 and 18 go into evenly. Alright, and we will do a few more of those. Let's look at, in fact, let's get rid of this stuff. 15 and 10. And let's say that those are my fractions. I'm trying to find least common denominator. So I take 15 and I do the factor tree, 5 times 3. So 15 is 5 times 3. 10 is 2 times 5. Those are both prime. Okay, so let's find out what my least common denominators are. So I look at the top row, and I've got a 5 there. So I have 1 there. Oh, but I have 1 there too. So which row does it occur the most often? It occurs once there and once there. It occurs the same. So we just pick one. So we'll just say that one and get rid of that. So it occurs once, so it doesn't matter. You just take one. Then we look at the 3. The 3 occurs here, but it does not occur here. So it occurs the most up here because it's down below. With the 10, it doesn't occur at all. Now let's look at the 2. It occurs once here, none up there. So we're going to take that 2 right there. Multiply all those together. 2 times 5 is 10, times 3 is 30. That ends up becoming the least common denominator. 10 goes into 30 and 15 goes into 30 as well. So that's how you find the least common denominator. You just look and see. You put the prime factors up there and you pick the row where it occurs the most often, and that's the one that you end up taking. So let's look at adding some of these things. So let's say that I'm trying to add 5 over 12 to 7 over 18. So I'm going to find the least common denominator because I can't add these unless my denominators are the same. So my 12, my prime factors are 2 times 2 times 3. My 18 prime factors are 2 times 3 times 3. And I think we did this one before. 2 occurs twice here and once here, so we want these two because they occur the most in this row. And we'll throw that one out. The 3 occurs once here but twice here, so we want the ones that occur the most. So we're going to take these and throw out that one. Now we multiply the 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So that's 9, 18. That's 36 when I multiply those together. So that 12 just turned into a 36, and the 18 just turned into a 36. So we changed that 12 to a 36 and that 18 to a 36. How many times does 12 go into 36? How did we get from 12 to 36? We multiplied it by 3, which means if we do something on the bottom, we have to do it to the top. So this becomes 15 because we multiplied those. So 5 over 12, another way of writing that same fraction, is 15 over 36. We just made it look bigger. This 18, we just changed it to 36 by multiplying it by 2, so that means we multiply the top by 2, so that becomes 14. So now what I have here is I've got two fractions with the denominators the same, and I can add the top numbers. 15 plus 14 is 29 over 36, and that is the sum of those two fractions, and I'm done.